Hi, welcome Angela. Thank you for joining me for the next episode of the interview series. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business so we can get to know you better?
Yes, of course, Moira. Right, okay, well, I've been married to George for quite a long time. In fact, well, if we survive the 2 months that we spent together in lockdown and don't get divorced, we'll be celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary in November. So that's something we're going to celebrate, hopefully.
Well done. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's I've got 2 grown-up children. I have a son of 32, Alexander, and he's a professional musician. And I have a daughter, Sasha, who heard me mention her name because we're in business together. But she's also a qualified NHS nurse. So for the last 2 months, she's been on the front line at one of our hospitals here in Chelmsford. So very proud of both of them. And then to complete the family, we have a mischievous Jack Russell, Kenzo, who rules the roost. So that's probably a little bit about my personal life. And business-wise, well, Sasha and I started Wish Upon a Style, so it's a home styling business. And we started that about 15 months ago. And we think we're unique because we style homes, but actually for entertaining. So the people that are planning to have perhaps a dinner party will come and set the dinner table and we'll style the room. If they're thinking of perhaps having an afternoon tea, we'll come along with all our vintage tea services and everything, lace tablecloths, cake stands, bunting, banners, the lot, and we'll set up a vintage afternoon tea for them as well. So that's the type of thing we do when people are entertaining.
Fantastic. And what do you enjoy most about what you do?
Oh, I just enjoy being creative, and especially if I've got a room that's really a blank canvas and I can, really bring it to life, just to, and also obviously to make the clients really happy and be comfortable in their homes and want to invite their family and friends over. So I think that's probably our aim.
Fantastic. So it makes it really special.
Yes.
Fantastic. And what drives you to do what you do? What's your inspiration behind all this?
Oh gosh, it's something, Moira, that I've always loved doing. I've always styled my home. I think we're very lucky that we've got lots of close family and circles of friends, and I've always loved entertaining. And that's something I've always done in my own home. I've always tried to make anything I do really special for people coming to our home. And even for friends who've asked me to come and help them. So it's something that I've done for years as a hobby, but I didn't really have the financial security, I thought, to just jump into something I love doing. So I've actually waited until something happened about 15 months ago, and I thought this is the right time to do it. So and I just love doing what I've done as a hobby. I just enjoy every day getting up and doing that.
Fantastic. And how do you relax when you're not working on your business?
Oh, this is probably going to take up the whole interview, Moira, if I tell you that. Okay, I've got 2 hobbies that I'm passionate about. So I've been ballroom dancing since I was about 10 years old, and that I've done all my life. And until about 5 years ago, I was competing in national competitions. So that was a whole other world, and it opened up lots of things for me. I danced in places like it's all national, so Blackpool was probably the most important place I ever went to, and I was lucky enough to dance at the Winter Garden Ballroom and the Tower Ballroom. You might have heard of those because they're always mentioned on Strictly Come Dancing. So about 5 years ago I decided to stop competing because it takes up also a lot of time, and I thought, well, I can't dance forever. I am in my 60s now, so I'm going to try and keep dancing forever, but I may not. So my other hobby is singing. I love singing. So I joined, it's a semi-professional choir called the London Show Choir. And as the name suggests, we sing from musicals. And we had so much arranged this year, of course, which has all been postponed. But it's just one of those things that last year we were on tour with, if you heard of Russell Watson, the tenor, the British tenor.
Wow.
He did 13 shows, and I was on the Essex leg. Being an Essex girl, I was so I performed with him and with the choir in 2 shows, and we would have done this year as well, but his concert tour's been postponed. And then lots of people. Hugh Maynard, who's one of my idols, he's a West End star, and we've sung with him. Kerry Ellis is another one, and Rosemary Ford. You might remember Rosemary Ford. She's married to Robert Lindsay, and she used to be with Bruce Forsyth. Generation
Wow.
Game. She was out there. So we performed with her at St Albans Cathedral last October.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a lovely life. So that's something I can continue doing. So that's what I do to relax. Not really relaxing, but I love it.
Yeah, sounds absolutely fantastic. And do you have any entrepreneurial role models?
Apart from you, Moira. You're certainly one of them. You're certainly one of them. Well, another role model I would say is Kelly Hoppen, the designer. Because firstly, I love what she does. She's a very successful businesswoman, and you know, she is one of our most well-known designers, and yet she never took a degree in interior design. So again, it was all kind of instinct, and so she's probably one of my role models. And another one actually is a very young, quite young lady. I don't know if you've heard of Sophie Hinchliffe. She's become an internet sensation. She's known as Mrs. Hinch. And she does all these cleaning tips, and no, she's a bit of a role model. She's an Essex girl, and until a couple of years ago she was a hairdresser, and because she suffers from depression and anxiety, and because of that, what she did to help herself was she loved cleaning. It took her mind off her depression and anxiety, so she started doing all these tips, and suddenly she had 2 million followers on Instagram. So I would say she's one of my role models or inspirations.
The Mrs. Hinch story is quite incredible, isn't it?
It is, and the fact that she's just 30, and as I say, she was working as a hairdresser, and it was such a simple idea, but because of her, I suppose, her personality, you know, she names all her cloths by name and her mops and things like that, and it caught on, and people love it. So she's been on television quite a few times as well.
Wow, I know. She's not a story I've followed. I know of her, but she's not something I've followed. But yes, yeah, good choice. Very good choice. So now, can we talk about before you were an entrepreneur? What difficulties did you have to overcome when you started your business?
Oh, right. I think it was because we really started it, to be honest, on a shoestring. And I didn't have any direction. I just knew that this was the time I wanted to do what I've always done. Now I know what I should have done after having one-to-ones with you and after being in business for a year. But I just accepted every job we were offered. I joined lots of networks, as I think I told you. But that didn't help. I ended up with accepting any and every job I was asked to do. So we did do 2 weddings, and I can see you thinking, oh no, because we're not wedding planners by any means, but we just styled a couple of weddings, and I want to leave that to the wedding planners, so I wouldn't do that again. And we've done lots of parties. We've done engagement parties, birthday parties in village halls and other venues, but really it wasn't what I wanted to do. I really love being in people's homes and styling their homes. So yes, so that was the hardest part, and that's where I went wrong, I think.
And did you have any doubt about starting a business?
Not really. The only doubt at the back of my mind is, am I going to be able to pay the mortgage by doing something I really want to do? That was my doubt, but I knew that I wanted to do it. I mean, should I tell you what led up to me choosing to do that just at that time? Right, so okay, well basically 6 years ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and so although I was thinking about, and my whole career has been in the travel industry. I've had a corporate travel agency for 30 years, so that's my own business, and that's what I've always done, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't passionate about it, and I'm always passionate about home design, and over the years I took 3 or 4 design courses thinking I will do it one day. Anyway, when I got the all clear, which was wonderful 5 years ago, that was the time I said, right, I've got the all clear. I didn't want to make any plans. I didn't want to tempt fate before that. But the day I got the all clear and I was told I was free of cancer, I called my daughter and I said, I want to do this. And Sasha said straight away, Mum, I'm coming in with you. I'm going to help you because you're absolutely useless at technology, so you will need me as well. So she said she can carry on being a nurse because that's her vocation, but she would help me as well. And that's really what happened. So I didn't have any doubts, because I thought, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. So that was the reason. Whether that was foolhardy or not, I don't know. But you know, I'm doing the best I can. I'm making sure that that I carry on doing what I love doing.
Exactly, and you'll love doing it. It's a passion of yours, and that's the whole point, isn't
Yes.
it? Doing something that you love.
Absolutely. You know, when I wake up in the morning now, even if I'm, you know, even during lockdown, and I've been doing lots of videos, posting and styling, and I've been doing that at home. I just can't wait to get started, and I get the idea of something I want to do, and I've come up with all these crazy themes. I'm doing Downton Abbey themes, I'm doing celebrity themes and things like that, as well as elegance and romance and dramatic. So I just try and come up with all these different ideas, and I'm just loving it.
Excellent, excellent. And did you make any mistakes that slowed your journey down?
Yes, I think the mistake was that I didn't niche, and I've learnt that from you, and that was the biggest mistake, because as you say, people probably weren't sure what I was doing, because I was trying to do absolutely everything, and I thought, well, that was the way to go, because I obviously needed to get business and bookings, so I won't turn anything down. And you know, now I've realised, no, the answer is to niche and do something that no one else is doing. And as far as I know, we're the only home stylist that will actually come to your home and set everything up for when you're entertaining.
Brilliant, and it's a brilliant, really brilliant idea. And knowing what you know now, is there anything that you had known when you started out your journey that would have made a shortcut? I guess the niching.
Definitely, that would be the main thing. I think I've wasted a lot of time offering absolutely everything, you know, styling every room, and when I should have really concentrated on something like dinner parties and tea parties. And now I realise, at first I was a bit worried about niching so tightly into one thing, and then I realised, of course, that even dinner parties, every dinner party is unique, you know.
Exactly.
Every client is unique, and I know that you know, I can make every dinner party unique with my daughter's help as well, because she's very creative. So no, I'm happy to niche now, and I just hope people love that idea and want us to come and do that for them.
And your ideas, I mean, everybody loves your ideas, don't they? That people are wowed by your creativity and things, so that's absolutely brilliant.
I hope so.
And how
lots of lovely comments.
And how much does your gut feeling influence the decisions you make?
It doesn't. It hasn't really come into force too much. It does. My gut feeling comes in a lot more with my personal life, I suppose, rather than my business life. Although it's come in for a couple of things lately. When actually a couple of weeks ago, I was asked if I would come and style a new hall that's opening up, and when they said, you know, if you'd like to come and do that, and of course you'll get some publicity. And I thought, oh, this is going to take me a lot of time and cost me a lot of money, and I thought, this is probably not what I want to do. So I kind of turned that down. So I hope my gut influence came into force there. I won't know, but yeah, it doesn't come into force too much. Maybe it should a bit more, but we'll have to see as we go along, I think.
And life is made up of constant change, whether you like
Yes.
it or not. How do you deal with change?
Oh, well, at the moment we've had the biggest change, haven't we, I suppose, in the last 2 months. So and we're all that word at the moment, we're all pivoting, and that's why I've been kind of planning to do tutorials, so I can actually show people how they can set their dinner table. But of course, I'd rather come to their home and do it. But while we can't, that's something I've been doing, and just keeping up with trends. Really, I've taken what I have done over the last 2 months is taken quite a few courses. So I've taken an Instagram course. I've taken a Facebook course as well, and also I've updated my interior design knowledge. So I've taken an interior design course as well, just to keep up with current trends, really.
Yeah, that's really good. And I also think it's really important to keep up with changes and trends, particularly in a business that you're doing.
Oh yes, I think you can't stand still with any business, and with interiors. changes all the time, you know, even the colour of the season. I mean, it's just an unusual situation we're in at the moment, and a lot of things have come to a standstill. But today, I don't know if you saw the news, but people are queuing a mile long outside IKEA at the moment. So people are desperate to do something with their homes that they've been stuck in for a couple of months.
Exactly, yes, and that proves it, doesn't it? That really does prove it. And what
does.
are your long-term plans for your business, and how will it affect your life?
Oh gosh, long-term plans. Do you know, something else that you suggested that I want to look into, and that is, I mean, I really do, at my age and this time of life, I want to be financially secure and be able to help my children and, well, any grandchildren that hopefully might come along one day. So I'm thinking about franchising, because I think that's probably something that would help to keep me financially secure, or make me financially secure. So I've really got to look into that. But obviously I've got to be established in what I'm doing, and then hopefully franchise it out. So I think that's my kind of long-term ambition.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure your business will franchise out really well.
Hope so.
And what is the best advice to other entrepreneurs that are just thinking of starting out that you could give?
Well, I can speak from experience on this one. So I would say, if you've got an idea and you're confident about it, and you know you want to do it, that's fine. That's the main thing. But I wouldn't just go into it. I would get professional advice. So I'd make sure that you've got a business plan that you can show your perhaps bank manager, your accountant, and then once you've done that, I would go and see someone like yourself, Moira, a business coach, and put the idea to them. And they can actually, you know, bounce off them, and they can tell you, I think, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, or they can tell you what you should be doing and just guide you in the right direction. And I think if they are confident that you've got a fantastic idea, and you've put everything in place, then I would say don't waste another moment, then go for it. But just have all your balls in place, you know, before you do. And I didn't do that. I didn't do that, so I'm kind of doing it in reverse, but better late than never.
Yeah, I think the education side of things is, it's one thing to have an idea, isn't it? But then you also need to know you need to learn how to run a business and how to put all the plans in place to get the business off the ground.
Exactly, and I think that's so important. We can all have a dream about what we love doing, what we'd like to do, but we all need professional help to do it. And then I would say do it, because life's too short not to be enjoying what you're doing.
Exactly. Angela, thank you very much. It's been very, very interesting to hear about your home life and your family, particularly your hobbies sound absolutely amazing, and about your business, which I know is going to go from strength to strength, and people will really love your work. And once we're out of lockdown, I'm sure it's going to go off with an absolute rocket.
Oh, thank you, Maura. It's been lovely speaking to you as well.
All right, take care. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.